come with something. Okay.
Come off a commercial. Back to you.
Yeah, man. Look, I don't know if it's bad luck, man, or they just want to keep fucking with you, man. But your name always come up in crazy shit, man. Your name, you was one of the first names I heard, man, when they had a situation go down with the boy Jam Master Jay up there in New York, man. Talk about that.
Look, I've been trying to figure it out myself. When you get accused of something you did, you kind of know how to cover your tracks. But when you get accused of something you didn't do that you don't know anything about, you don't even know where to start to protect yourself, right? So for me, the night Jay got killed, I was listening to the radio. And I was hearing Funk Flex on the radio. And he was more or less insinuating that Jay's death was connected to people in the music industry. And then the next morning, Ed Lover was on the radio on Power 105. And he was doing the same thing. He was boo-hooing and talking about, people in the industry and blah, blah, blah. He took it hard because he's from Hollis, right?
Okay.
So he took it a lot harder than Flex did. And I was kind of like stunned, but I didn't know what to think. And I don't want to seem too callous, but yo, man, I know at least 30, 35 people who have been murdered already, right? So I'm a little desensitized to that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? If it's somebody close to me, some other conversations might follow. But for the most part, if I hear somebody I know I'll be like, and I go on with my day, man. You know what I mean? And that's no disrespect to the dead or anything. But I wake up every day and I'm fighting to go home a winner at night. You know what I mean? My hands are full. I ain't got a lot of time for all this grieving for people that I don't even really like rock with. I might say, damn, that's fucked up. But anyway, within 48 hours, man, it shifted to me. And my theory, my belief on how that happened is because I also saw Leo Cohen and Chuck D and all of them outside the studio crying. But there was an individual there named Carl Big D Jordan. That's his fucking name. And he's been a confidential informant since the early 80s. He was also the VP of Rush Management under Leo Cohen. So they had a rapport together. He lost his job because he had been stealing money from the artists. And I think Big Daddy Kane and some dude from his hood in Bed-Stuy named Infinite went up there. And they put the beats on Big D. I was told when they looked in the room, man, he was unconscious. Back then they had desk phones and stuff. They was slapping him with the damn desk phone trying to wake him up, because he was out cold, you know what I mean? Like, I guess his stealing days was over, you know what I mean? But anyway, I believe Big D, he told Leo my name. Do I think Leo deliberately tried to frame me? Absolutely not. Do I think Leo cared about Jay? I don't know. It's hard to tell. You know what I mean? If they cared about Jay, why was he in a studio in the hood and not in one in Manhattan? You understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, hey, you can't care about the dead and disregard the living. You understand? The time to care about people is when they're above ground. You dig what I'm saying?
I like that. Repeat that joint. You said that once. I like that.
I said, you can't care about the dead and disregard the living, man. Right. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of that that's going on. As soon as somebody die, everybody cares so much. Did you really, though? Were you there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did you do for him? So anyway, my same boy, Black Jeff, the one that said that profanity to the judge.
Where the fuck he at?
He was in Georgia.
We at there.
He in jail right now.
Okay.
He gonna be in jail all his life, man. He got over 50 arrests, man.
God,
He's bipolar, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he called me and he was like, he said, yo, man, you better get out of there. And I said, why? He said, man, they saying it's you. I said, where the fuck am I going, man? You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers be running and shit. Yo, if you ain't got no money, where you going? You going somewhere so they could get you from under the bed like some coward hide. Nah, man, I ain't running from the problem. I'm gonna run at it. You know what I mean? So I contacted the lawyer, Marvin Kornberg, another Jew lawyer. I got a list of them, Morris Mirsky, all of them. But anyway, Kornberg, and I told him, I said, look, man, I ain't got no money. They saying I'm a person of interest. Well, we both know that means I'm the prime suspect, you know, and I just need you to go in there with me for questioning because I know how the police operate, you know. You get in there without a lawyer talking about, yo, man, I didn't do it, this, that, the other. They'll start twisting your words and all kinds of shit and use that shit against you. You have a right to remain silent, and I suggest you do. You know what I mean? So anyway, I just needed the lawyer to go in there with me for questioning. And I got with him. He charged me $1,000. I told him, I said, I ain't got no money, man. I can't afford you, bro. All I need you to do is go with me to the precinct for questioning. So he said, man, give me $1,000. So this big time lawyer, keep in mind, man, he was the lawyer for the cops that shot Amadou Diallo, John Gotti's son-in-law, Carmine Agnello, the cop, Justin Volpe, that put the plunger up Abner Louima's ass and all that. He's nothing but big time cases. I got him for $1,000.
And you knocked on his door and say, I don't got no money. Yeah, damn.
Yo, man, listen. Somebody upset like me, man.
Look, you leaving a lot of shit out this story, man. Hey, man, you knocking this door. This nigga, he back to Armor Trucker with his invoices. You give him $1,000. Go ahead, though, man. So you strong arm, son, some strong arm somewhere. Go ahead, though, man.
I gave him $1,000, right? So he told me, he said, yo, man, meet me tomorrow, because I called him on that Friday. Remember, Jay got killed on the Wednesday.
Right.
48 hours, my name was buzzing. I contacted Kornberg on Friday. He said, meet him on Saturday. He said, come by my office. Don't stand me up. I got with him. I gave him the stack. And he said, you know, we got to go see them on Monday. I can't go today because I'm going to a bat mitzvah. So what a bat mitzvah is, it's like when a Jewish girl is coming of age. A bar mitzvah is when the boy comes of age. You understand what I'm saying? So he had a bat mitzvah to go to. See, and that New York, bro. I get exposed for all this, you know what I mean? So anyway, he called the police in front of me, and he told them, he said, listen, I hear you're looking for one of my clients. And they said who? He told them. And I couldn't hear what they were saying because he called them in front of me, in his car, on his cell phone. Had me meet him in the garage of his office, some real, like, I Spy shit, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, because at that time I was a wanted man. You dig what I'm saying? Right. And he told him, he said, listen, man, I represent him. If you pick him up before then, you know, he got an attorney, and the importance of that is that they can't question me if they know I got an attorney. Right. Because it'll be inadmissible, right? So he cleared that, and he set it up for Monday, November 4th. So he told him, you know, he couldn't do it about his bat mitzvah and all that shit. And he said, listen, man, he said, don't make me look like a fool, man. Come to my office on Monday. I said, I'll be there, Kornberg. So Monday morning, I wake up November 4th, and I'm doing my push-ups, right? Literally doing my push-ups.
You were paying for battle in case she go bad.
Man, I thought I was on my way to the island, bro. You understand? I didn't see how they was pushing my name so hard and not hold me. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So, yo, man, you know, you prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So I was just getting my mindset right, not even like trying to get strong.
Right, I got
to me, exercising, it does something for my mind, right? And I was looking at the news, man, and they had all the goddamn, the media was outside the precinct. And I was like, God damn, all that shit for me, right? And I'm getting chills not even talking about it because I'm getting the feeling that I had. And it wasn't a good feeling, man. You know what I mean? And so I went, and the chick, she got me. I was staying with a chick in Brooklyn over there on Chester Street in Brownsville. She even offered to hit me off and everything, and she was bad too. And I was like, nah, I'm good, man. You know what I mean? Like, yo, because
you want all the strength you need. You want to get nigga out your business, huh?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, I was just like, I mean, what kind of dude facing all of this could even think to be having sex at that moment? You know what I mean?
A lot of them, but go ahead, though.
Yeah, they some creep niggas, though. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm thinking about the issue at hand. So anyway, I went to Kornberg's office with the chick. She drove me there, and as soon as I go in there, he said, "Yo, we not going in." I said, "Why not?" I was so ready, man. I had put on 2 pairs of boxers, 2 pairs of socks, 2 undershirts, because that was my starter's kit for when I get in there. So I wash one set, wear the other until somebody bring me something. You know what I mean? Like, yo. And he was like, did you see the media? He said, the last thing I want is for somebody to see you on TV going in and out the precinct and say they saw you that night outside the studio. So he called the police and he barked on them. And he said, man, we not coming in. He said, if you want him, you got to charge him and I'll walk him on over there. And so they must have asked him if I'm in the office. He said, yeah, he's sitting right here with me. If you charge him, I'll walk him on over. So I'm sitting there like, God damn, Kornberg, you playing high stakes poker with my freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, they called back about an hour later and said, he can go. They never had nothing, man. All that shit with my name in the news.
So you
and
never seen inside the courtroom, never seen
nothing.
inside the precinct interrogation room, nothing.
That was my cue. I knew to get the fuck out of New York after that. And I've been gone ever since. Because I couldn't stay. I know how the NYPD roll, man. They would have gave me a case on something else, unrelated. They would have said somebody picked your picture out. That happened to me back in '85 with a case in Long Island. They call it Rogues Gallery. Like, they can show your picture to people, and people can just pick it out, and they can hold you. It might not. Yo, man, they'll build a case against you. They'll give you a cellie or somebody who's cooperating and say you told them you did it and all. Man, I got the fuck out of New York so fast, man.
And it's like a record you hear on the radio. You be like, you might hear it and say, I don't feel it. And you hear it so much, you be like, that joint all right. That's the same with showing your picture around. They get to showing it so much, they be like, yeah, that's him.
Yo.
I remember him.
Yo, man.
Right.
Listen, man. Look, it's so much stuff, man. And so once I left New York, I was thinking, and I was like, yo, how can I use this shit to my advantage? Because, look, I was fucked up in New York. I went down south, and I was staying with my mom. I was 38 years old, bro. Staying with my mom, and the only person I had at that time was Black Jeff, right? He was down there selling
bipolar Black Jeff.
Bipolar Jeff. Jeff was selling throwback jerseys, the Mitchell and Ness, fake Louis Vuitton bags, all that shit. Yo, man, he put me on. I would ride around with him sometimes, and he'd give me a couple dollars, but it was nothing, man. Like, I had to grind it all up from the dirt, man. I actually started selling bootleg DVDs and all that shit from fucking with Jeff. Yeah.
And that's crazy. So that's a extensive background, man. And we was real blessed and real lucky, all jokes aside, man.
Yes,
you really got a lot of blessing and a lot of luck on top of that, man. How the hell you parlay into being executive producer on B.E.T. American Gangster?
Well, you know, I was chasing a Hollywood dream, right? And while I was in Atlanta, I pitched my story to Playboy. I had told them at the time they was looking at, into the urban marketplace. They wanted to do a story on Blue Cantrell, who was a singer back then, an R&B singer. And when I was aware of that, and I told them, I said, listen, man, you want to get in the urban market? I've been accused of killing a fucking hip-hop icon, and I haven't talked to anybody, not even the police, but I'll talk to you guys. I sent that in an email to them, you know what I mean? Boy, those motherfuckers, they responded real quick, you know? See, that's the other thing, man. You got to know what to say to people and when to say it to them, you know? So, yeah, they hit me back, and we worked it out. Chris Napolitano, he was the features editor. He set up the call. He told me, he said, look, Scoon, I think there's nobody better to pitch this story to my bosses than you. So he got me on the phone with them, and yo, I sealed the deal, man. I'm the closer, man. Fuck Dave Chappelle. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yo,
that's the homie speaking of Dave Chappelle.
Look,
the baddest nigga in comedy. That's another one. I'm keeping count. I catch up with you.
But real all jokes aside, man, shit. Yeah, I closed the deal, man, and we did the Playboy story. So I went back to Queens a year later with the journalist, a dude named Frank Owen, and I had negotiated a writing deal with Playboy. I wrote a 1,000-word sidebar called Framed and Defamed. I set it up like that because I'm thinking litigation, right? It's something with me, man. I'm always strategizing and angling and so on and so forth. I think about life like a battlefield, man. Like, chess moves. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, they gave me this fucking stigma. They got everybody thinking I killed this dude. I mean, I'm not gonna be running around talking about, yo, man, it wasn't me. I swear it wasn't. I mean, fuck that. How can I make this shit work for me?
Yeah.
It's a thing that I say, that a blessing and a curse are one and the same. The difference being in the application. See, no matter what happened to you, man, you can't undo it. You gotta find a way to make it work for you. And a lot of people say that's finding the silver lining in the cloud and all that shit, right? However you want to frame it. You can't undo shit after it's done. So now you just got to figure out how to work it.
You run to your problem. You don't run away from it.
I run at everything. I don't. Yo, look, man. You got a problem with me. You ain't even got to come looking for me, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's just my nature. Yo, I don't care if it was it was the police, the media, the music industry, and I was like, well, here I am. What's up? I could have went to Rikers Island and dudes could have tried to get at me in there. You understand what I'm saying? But and peep this, man. I also got to emphasize this. You see, when you're a man from the inside out, right? You're not a man from the outside in. You can buy all that shit in the store, all that drip, all them diamonds, and that's fine. I like some of that shit too. Not all of it, some of it. But at the end of the day, if you're not a man on the inside, man, none of that shit is going to matter. See, and I feel like, man, for real, in all honesty, and some may say very little modesty, I feel like I've been a man since I was a kid, bro.
Out the pot, niggas know me. Curtbone, little homie. All days, yeah. Been a roll,